In this video, you will learn how to manage users in the AWNfarm platform. This must be done on the web. So we'll start out, we're in the dashboard now, and this is where we can change organizations, make sure we're in the organization we want to be in. There's organization management here, farm setup here, where you deal with sites and microclimates and units, and then users here. Eventually, we're going to move users up into the organization, but for now, it's a separate menu item. So we click on users, and we see we have two users, Dave Brown, who's the director, Kai Carter, who's a field meteorologist. The title doesn't matter. This is for your internal use. And in fact, we might just eliminate this field altogether because what we care about is your role in AWNfarm. You can either be an administrator or a user. Administrators have authority to be able to change the farm setup, to be able to change the organization, to be able to add additional users. And users can just use the tools. They do not have the ability to configure these items for your organization. So let's go ahead. First of all, these are the existing users. I'm going to look at Carter here, view. You see that right now it's just got his name as address. There's no phone number entered. That's okay. We can enter that later if we want. We can make him admin if we want. Let's take that away. We can restrict him to specific units. All right, so we can say, Kai, I only want him dealing with the Wine Science Center in Iraq. He shouldn't be dealing with this field out on the Palouse. So you can turn those off. And in fact, you can turn off specific ones, all right, if you don't want a whole site. But generally, you're probably going to manage this by site to restrict to specific units. I'm going to undo that. Now he has access to every unit. I can archive him, which basically means delete him, although we can administratively return Kai. Let's go ahead and go back to users. All right. Let's go ahead and invite a new user. I'm going to say John Kontezak. And I'm going to grab his email address here, John Kontezak. I'm going to leave that open. I'm going to just make him a user again. I'm not going to bother with title. And then I'm going to create. And there we are. Whoops. I'm going to edit. Looks like I've left off his last name. Oh, looks like I'm not allowed to change that for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because he already exists in our system and he left his last name as John C. All right. Save changes. And we go back to users here. So we've added another user here. So this is pretty easy to do, to add or to remove users from your organization. Just keep in mind, you want to give them administrative access, in which case they can add new users, new administrative users. They can change the organization. They can change the farm setup. And also they have the authority then to change certain tools, like in this case, growing degree days, configure that view. So certain authority goes to administrative, and users obviously have some ability to configure their own experience on AWNfarm, but they cannot configure the organization as a whole. So this is how you manage users on AWNfarm.